Hey, what's up? It's Jake from Nimbus DevOps, and we're going to go over some cracking the coding interview problems and talk about different ways of solving them. So in this video, we're just going to go over the first one, which is implement an algorithm to determine if a string has all unique characters, and just assume you can only use strings and arrays. So I'm going to write my function up here and then my driver code at the bottom. So I need a string, so I'll just say s is, and then I'll just type the word string. And I need a function, so I'm going to define a function called isUnique and pass an argument s. And then down here in the driver code, I'm just going to print out the call to isUnique passing the argument s. And so now I need to do something with my function. So we want to go through each letter in the string and say, has this letter occurred more than once? So if you wanted to do this a longer way, using an array or a list, then I would create an empty list, and then I would say for I in S, or for every letter in my string, if the letter is not in my list, then go ahead and add it to my list. Append I, so append that letter to my list. And what I should see is for every unique letter, it's going to just keep adding this stuff to my list. So what that might look like is if you were to type this out from scratch and be like, okay, well, here's my string, right? And then I'm going to make an empty list L and say for I in S, if I not in S, or if I not in L, sorry, L dot append I, and then let's just print out L and see what that looks like. So you can see I have string. I have 6 elements in this array. So the length of the array is 6, and the length of my string is 6. So if they're all unique, then I should be able to check that and say if the length of my word or my string is not equal to the length of my list, then return false. Else I can just return true. And you can check this. So I can exit out here and just say run it. True. Each letter in here is unique. So if I take the word strings, plural, there's 2 s's, and it should return false. And it does. So there's another way to solve this that doesn't require instantiating an empty list. And what you could do is say for I in S, if s.count I is greater than 1, return false, else just return true. And that basically does the same thing. It's false with strings, and singular string, it's true. So I think it just depends on how you want to solve the problem. If you can't use the count method, then it may be, because this is one of the string methods you can use in Python, then you may need to do the previous solution where you create an empty list and just compare and add. There's different ways to solve this problem, but those are the 2 I found to be the most approachable and most common. And I thought about different ways of doing this, but that's the best 2 that I can think of. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. If not, this is a great place to start learning Python instead of just printing things. Being able to solve little riddles and things like that are really good. You'll find a lot of these things in coding interviews. And I think doing them for a little bit every morning, just like a workout, is a good idea. And you should be able to go to a dry erase board with an expo marker and be able to draw this on a whiteboard without too much trouble. And it's not about memorizing these things, so don't memorize these things. You should be able to just kind of think through it and go, okay, well, you can't use count. Try a different way and be like, well, I don't know, I guess I could make an empty list, and you can go through the other way. So try to solve it different ways and see what you come up with. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.